Good evening, YouTube viewers. This is Latasha Morgan coming again. I did a video yesterday on Easy One Up financing layaway program, but I wanted to present you all with this video that the owner of Easy One Up did last year when the financing program first came out, just to give you a more insights on it. I was using my whiteboard yesterday to kind of explain the numbers, but this is more explanatory and with questions as well as them answering the questions on the live webinar. So I'm going ahead and share my screen with you all, and I hope you enjoy this. I'm going to start the share now.
Now recording. Okay. Excellent. Okay. All right, guys, let's get rolling. I like to start on time, so I'd like to thank everybody for coming on today. Walter and myself will be going through the, I can't say finance, but that's the best way to explain it, more like a layaway program. Very, very exciting. Going over the ins and outs, what we're looking for, how they can benefit you, the benefits plus and minus, and we'll be showing you actually a live back office view of this actual system. This way you can actually see it running, and he will actually set up an account so you can actually see it. So should you be a leader that wants to get an account, please, we'll show you how to do that, and then we will actually set you up so you'll be able to see how simple it really is, okay? So I'm gonna, let me just call you out first if you want to say something first, and then I'll go and set up my share.
Yeah, I think we need to mute the call out. I think we're getting some background noise.
Okay, everybody's muted. See.
Okay, good. I just unmuted myself. Yeah, basically what I want to, the only thing I want to start out by saying is how fortunate and how exciting this revolutionary finance / layaway program really is for all of you. And I really want you to pay attention. And I'm sure we'll have some questions asked later. If we have the time, we'll answer those questions. Otherwise, just really pay attention to what we're going to be talking about today, because it is really, really, truly revolutionary for the industry that we're in. No one other than us has this opportunity. No one in the high-tech industry has it. So I'm really honored to be here and showing you guys all of this stuff. And as Peter said, we will be setting up, I'm going to set myself up in one of these accounts to show you how simple it really is. And any of the leaders out there, if you want to contact us, please do so, and we'll be more than happy to add you to it. So Peter is going to now share his screen and go through a PowerPoint, and then when he's done with that, I'm going to actually give you a live presentation on how simple it is to fill out an application. Peter, take it away.
All right, great. Let me just check. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, Walter, please feel free to stop in any time during the presentation to make any comments, okay? So,
sure.
I always like to do a tag team type of thing versus hearing myself talk the whole time. So, and I know you're well briefed, and you're also coming from the finance field as well too. So you have a lot of insights that I don't have as well. So on the first screen here, OPM. I'm sure you've heard that many, many times. OPM. What is OPM for the people that don't know what it is? Well, it's other people's money. There is such a thing as good debt, and there's such a thing as bad debt. Unfortunately, Main Street usually uses bad debt. Okay, they see credit card debt. It's basically debt that's not creating income. It's sucking your income. Okay, is that not right, Walter?
That is exactly correct.
Yeah, it's sucking your income, and it's not using other people's money correctly. So using other people's money is that you want to be able to leverage, that's the big word, leverage the finances of other people, the bank, whoever's loaning you the money or giving you the chance to leverage yourself, so that this way you can generate more money than the cost of the actual money you're getting loaned to you. Okay? So, and it has to have some kind of an end in sight to it, so a plan to it, not just winging it out there, okay? That's the big thing. Again, Main Street versus Wall Street, that's the big thing. Wall Street leverages money for a positive gain. Main Street doesn't do that. And usually they get swallowed up by finance, credit cards, things like that, and they don't use it to their advantage. They have the advantage taken from them and using it against them instead of for them, okay? So we're going to show you a way to kind of get through that and use other people's money, OPM. So guys, based on what I said, have you ever wondered why, and I live in Manhattan, on almost every prime real estate, on the corner of the street, there's a bank. Wells Fargo, Citibank, Chase, all these banks are right there on the corner on the prime real estate. Why? If you go in almost any city in America, you see the biggest buildings, the biggest skyscrapers have bank names on them. Why? Because they know something, right? They know how money works. So so this is not something that's foreign to most people. They think they don't know, but it's just an awareness and something you can learn about to use to your advantage. You don't have to go through life blind to the way money really works. And you have time really to change that. Now, I don't know what kind of financial position you're in, obviously. I don't know how far behind the 8 ball you are, but it doesn't matter where it is, you can turn that around. Okay, so if you've ever wondered how to get out from that, how to be able to use money to your advantage like the big boys do, like the wealthy do, and then we're going to be able to show you one aspect of it. Obviously, tonight we can't show you all aspects of it, but we're going to show you one aspect of leveraging through the positive of using other people's money, okay? So a biggie. How many of you on here, please type in, say yes, would like me to share some of these secrets today on how to be able to do this? You know, and I go into a lot of mental type of building your business aspects. I call it mentorship, and going into the 90% on how the business works, your inner entrepreneur, okay? And growing, and part of growing in your business is learning the techniques of the business, learning the skill set of the business, but also learning the inner entrepreneur and being the causal factor of your success. So most people operate on the cause and effect equation, on the effect equation. They work on the effect side of the equation. They're on the total opposite of the cause and effect equation. And Emerson said that cause and effect is the law of laws. And most people are on the effect side, which means they're a victim. They're a victim of everything happening to them instead of them working in their business, right? They have to working in their business. Everything is happening to them. They're being reactive to everything else that's going on. Reactive to the political climate, reactive to the economic climate around the world, reactive to everything instead of being the causal factor, right? If you want to make the future happen the way you want it to, the best way to do it is to create yourself. And that's why we have the perfect position as entrepreneurs to be able to be the causal factor. So if you want me to share this information with you, and I already gave you some great nuggets, tonight is the night to do that, okay? I want you to participate here and actually type things in, because you want to use more of your senses, not just listen, and use some of your other senses, typing things in and commenting if the need arises as well to be able to do this. So this way you're going to really get this information, okay? So the problem, and I kind of hinted on some of these already, is that most people have this negative view of wealth. Okay, they have this negative view of wealth, and so why do the poor stay poor and the rich stay rich? Most of the time, okay? It's not always, nothing is ever absolute, but most of the time that happens is because it's a mindset, okay? It's a mindset of the way money works. And unfortunately, in our society right now, there's this big problem out there that the rich are bad, the rich are taking all the money, it's the top 1%, and it's garbage. It's not true. Okay? Yes, you have some bad apples on both ends of the spectrum, but what it is that in society, in certain areas of the society, and think of the way you've been taught, you're looking at wealth and wealth creation and your ability to earn in limited terms, because it's all BS. Okay? When I say BS, I'm not talking about the term here that you normally used to. Okay, this is a family show. I'm talking about BS in terms of belief system. Okay, it's your belief system that's holding you back. Your belief system in the way money works. Your belief system in the way that money can be made. Your belief system on rich versus poor. Your belief system on what you are actually worth. So you have to change your belief system on money, because if you're looking to make $100 an hour, $1,000 an hour, all at whatever number you pick in your head, you are never going to be able to make that money if your belief system is sabotaging the way you're thinking. Right? If your belief system says rich people are evil, rich people take advantage of people, all these types of things, if your belief system says these types of things, then what's going to happen is you are always going to sabotage yourself, and you are not going to be able to earn what you think that you're worth. Okay? So that's the first thing to always do, is to change your BS system, and you'll be able to look at money in a whole different way. And now you're opening yourself up to be able to absorb new ideas, new concepts, and so on, and overcome these limiting beliefs that you've had in your life. So basically, what's the solution? How do you be able to get the car, the house, the money, if that's what you're after? I mean, there is a materialistic aspect to all of this, but we all know that money is not the end-all, be-all, but it ranks right up there with oxygen, right? So we have to be able to do that, and money is actually a way, if you use it right, and if you do it, as Wallace Waddles says, not in the competitive form, but in the creation form, right? So this way you can create and be a creative entrepreneur, not a competitive entrepreneur, and use money the right way. Money is an enabler to help you to grow beyond your current capacity. It's a way that you can grow to be able to experience things you could never experience if you were not wealthy. To be able to go and travel the world and grow with the experiences of meeting new places and new people and new places and things like that, and learning new things that you could not possibly do if you didn't have money. And also to be able to help and enable other people if you had money versus not having money. So these are, again, limiting beliefs. And the solution is, again, to change your thinking, because we can show you this method of OPM, but unless you change your thinking, what's going to happen again? Your belief system is going to sabotage yourself. And that's a whole other lecture and so on. And I'm just giving you a little taste of it here today. So again, we're talking today about OPM, other people's money. That could be any kind of way the money is going to be loaned to you, given to you, and to be able to use correctly to leverage yourself to earn more money, eventually to be able to pay off that loan or whatever it happens to be. And one thing that many people do sometimes is when they do get that money, they relax, because they think, oh, I got it now. And then they get even deeper in a hole. Okay, so again, the mindset is the big thing on how to do this. But other people's money, as we're going to show you in this system here, is going to help you to leverage yourself in our program. So the challenges to be able to do this are, what is it all about? Okay, what is it all about? How does it work? What's the positive? What's the negatives? And to be able to grasp the idea and the concept that we're going to be laying on the doorstep of your home right now. Okay, we're going to give you this on a silver platter tonight, to be able to give you this information and say, listen, it's available. Are you going to take it? So, all right, so how do you do this? What's the solution? Well, one way to be able to be successful is copy somebody that's already successful. Okay, so if the rich know how to make money and how money works, you copy how the rich make money. Right, so I did the culinary. My parents had a restaurant, and I said, hey, listen, if I want to make the best chocolate cake in the world, I can go out and try to figure it out and try all these different recipes and try all these different combinations, or I could just say, wow, that person's already done it before. Let me just copy what they did. That would probably be the smart way to do it. So here, why not copy the way rich people do it? And that's what we're doing tonight. All right, so in order to do that, you need a system. Okay, we're going to show you the system tonight. And it's a way to navigate directly to your goals instead of you trying to wing it. I tried to wing it for so long, and because I really didn't know anything at that time, way back when, about mentors and learning and all this kind of stuff, I just figured I had to figure it out and wing it myself. And you see all these white lines going all over the place. It's painful. You may stumble upon success, but most of the time you are not going to stumble on success. You're going to be able to spend a lot of money in ignorance, okay, and figuring it out and eating a lot of humble pie in the cafeteria life. You're going to pay heavily in your entrepreneurial education, and you'll probably quit. And that's the way it is, not just with this type of program, but also with anything you're learning, network marketing, whatever. If you try to wing it yourself, you're going to quit because you're going to get frustrated. So many of the leaders on here are begging for you to have you call them so they can teach you, to maybe join one of their systems, to get mentored, to really step up to the plate and really accelerate your growth and go down the straight and narrow. So this way you can accelerate your growth here. So we're going to do that tonight with the OPM. So we're going to introduce the new finance program. Now we're saying finance because technically you are being put into a finance program, but it's not your traditional finance program where you're going to be, if you're referring someone, getting the money up front. Okay, so we'll describe what that means in a moment, and it's actually much better. So we really lower the risk dramatically. All right, so Walter, if you can come on here as I go through this, and we're going to go through 5 key highlights of the program. Number one, as I mentioned, this is not a finance program where traditionally you would get a loan, the bank would give you the money, you would pay the person to get access to the higher ticket product that we're talking about. They would get the money up front, that's it, and then you pay it off over whatever the term is. A layaway is when you pay for something over time, but you don't get access to it until later. Once you pay it off, then you got it. But we differ in a big way in that we're going to give you access to the product early. So, Walt, do you want to describe that maybe a little bit differently, and someone will maybe be able to attach with how you're doing it, how you explain it?
Yeah, I use Toys R Us, the old Toys R Us, Peter, as an explanation. In the days of the 90s and the early 2000s, when Toys R Us, you go in to buy an expensive item, and you're able to put it on layaway. They're holding it for you in the back, in their warehouse with your name on it, and you're coming in weekly or every other day or monthly, and you're giving them $20, $50, $100. But I can't leave with that expensive item until I paid that last balance. So what Peter just described is, you're going to have the ability to get the upper level in your program, in your system, immediately, as soon as you are approved for this layaway program. Now, it is a finance company, everybody, that is facilitating this. And they've been doing this for quite a while. So, it is a finance program. We're calling it a layaway because no money is exchanging hands up until the final payment. So you're going to get your product up front versus after paying it off. Fair enough?
Absolutely. These are pretty simple, and I know you know these, so why don't you just cover these few?
Sure, absolutely. What I love about this and how we set this all up is absolutely everyone qualifies. Now, there is a but there, okay? Even though everyone qualifies, we as people and leaders and members have to have some sort of fiduciary responsibility to vet these prospects and potential new members out. And what I mean by that is to check them out by asking certain qualifying questions, like, what do you do for a living? How much money do you earn annually, monthly, whatever the case may be? And even ask some personal questions like, what do you think your credit score is? And, things like that. And that, even though everyone qualifies, there's going to be a point in time where you're going to know in your heart and soul that someone is not right for this and they're not going to perform. And if you feel that, please do the right thing. As Peter hears me say all the time, it's all about doing the right thing. Okay?
Yeah. You want to bring them down to a lower product level, because what does the bank do when they give you a loan? They want to make sure you can pay it back, right? And you'll know if somebody can't pay these monthly payments. You'll know.
No doubt. Now, this one I've been working on for the last 3 hours. There is no Social Security needed. Now, if you're concerned and you think they're on the fence, there is a spot for you to put their Social Security number in. Now, you might want to ask for it. We're not pulling their credit, but if someone defaults we are going to go report them to the 3 bureaus. So we're going to need to find out what that number is. But we do not need it on the application. Hopefully, when I do when I show you exactly how to fill out an application, hopefully that has a star, required star, has been removed. And no FICO score needed is very interesting because we're not pulling credit. You could, listen, I went bankrupt back in, in the financial crisis, and my FICO went into the low 500s, right? But I was still fiduciary type of a person and responsible person that if you gave me a loan, I was going to pay. So just, as an FYI, even though we don't have your FICO score, you might want to ask them, like I said, that qualifying question, what do you think your credit score is approximately? Just for your own vetting purposes. So, but it is not required. And the beautiful part about this is available all over the world, everybody. As long as you have a checking account where the money can come out of through an ACH on a monthly basis, you have the ability to go to any country in the world and provide this program and upgrade somebody to the higher level by, and we'll talk about what the requirements are for that as we go. Now, it's only a 12 or 24-month term, but when you see the monthly payments, you're going to get very excited, okay? 17.9% interest rate. As I did the last presentation with Peter, the average interest rate on credit cards today in this country is 18.45%. So we are in line there. We're going to suggest, we're not telling you what to do, but we are going to suggest that you get at least 25 to 50%. I try to get 50% down on all my prospects that I bring into this. But you want to make some money here because you're going to be working with these people. You're going to be their coach and mentor. And, if you're going to do 100% financing for them, you're going to earn absolutely nothing for your services that you're providing. Makes no sense. And even the finance companies suggest, 20 to 30, really 30 to 50% down, but 25 to 50 is good enough. It's your decision, though. It's your money. It's your business.
Yeah, exactly. You're spending money to recruit and find these people. You're spending your time to train these people. I hope you are, and not just taking the money and saying, I can't help you, right? I hope you are. So your time is worth money, your effort is worth money, and that's why we're saying we don't get this money, the 25 to 50%. We don't get any of that. You're getting that. So we're trying to look out for your best interest so that this way you make money, because that's our best goal is to give you ways for you to make money, because we want you to stick around in the program. You're going to be happy and be able to support yourself, your family, and things like that. So that's why we suggest 25 to 50%. If you take 20%, 10%, we're not going to know the difference, and we don't really care, but we want you to be able to make money in the program. So that's why we state that as an average for you to be able to do that.
The beauty here also is no prepayment penalties. So what does that mean to you, the members that that are providing this service to somebody or taking it yourself? The whole idea is to not have any monthly payments in your lives, obviously, right? That's how the rich, rich, borrow money through OPM, like Peter's been talking about, other people's money. But if you're making sales, and you're under this program, it would make sense to eat away at that principal that's left over, okay? And, that might be on your third sale where you start, maybe you put 10% of that down, 20%, and get rid of some of the principal as you're going along. Or, you can stay for the full 12, 24 months, as long as you're making money and you're being responsible and making your payments. It really doesn't matter to Peter or I again. We are responsible for this. I put this in for Peter and all his companies. And, I like my reputation. But the bottom line is just do the right thing. That's all I can say. And it takes nothing. When I show you what we're about to do on the application side, you literally get this loan immediate. It's an immediate approval. You're not going to get rejected, and you will be approved. And you'll have to sign some documents, electronically, and off to the races you go.
Yeah, it's a two-edged sword, you see all these different things and no prepayment penalty, and you get activated immediately at the higher product level, which is That's a holy cow thing, guys. Really holy cow. It's like you're getting the goose that laid the golden egg ahead of time without having to pay for the golden egg. Right?
I like that.
You know what I mean? That's a new one I just made up. But
yeah, I like to write that down.
But it's so true. But you have to be responsible. With great power comes great responsibility, and you have to be able to do that because we want it to last a long time. So here's a sample that we put together. And again, you want to make sure that you get yourself money down because that's your cash flow to be able to pay your bills, to pay for your marketing, put some money towards for future marketing, things like that. And it also, we all know that if people have skin in the game, what are they probably going to do? They're going to work harder and they're going to be responsible too. If you've been around networking as long as I have, as long as Walter has, the less money they put down, and God forbid they put no money down, guess what happens? Usually, anyone want to type that in? They do nothing, right? Because there's no skin in the game. They're like, oh, no money in? Well, okay, here's another shiny ball I'm going to jump after because I have nothing to lose because I have no money down. The more money people put down, the seriouser they are with the business.
That's an absolute fact. I strongly recommend do not take zero money down. Strongly recommend that. If you do that, you're just failing the system and failing yourself.
Hey, if I do this as well myself, my son came into the business. I made him pay. I made him give me my pass up, the whole thing, the admin fee, everything, because I wanted him to experience what it was like to do it the right way. Why would I take away the value I was going to give him to be able to find the money? There's a value in being able to be resourceful and find the money. And I understand people don't have money. In some cases, they can't afford to do certain things. But there's an intrinsic value to be resourceful, to find the money, to be able to do it, and you never forget that. And why was I going to rob him of doing that? So again, with you, if someone says, I just don't have the money, then you have to have the intestinal fortitude and the integrity to say, listen, you have stuff that's not making you money, sell it.
Right.
When you do this program and you find the money to do this program, you're never going to be in a position again to be able to say, I don't have the money. Why should I rob you of the value of finding the money? That's a whole opposite way to think about it. Does that make sense, Walter?
It makes total sense. Listen, I'm still waiting for my son's pass up and easy one up. So, and he's going to get it well. He is going to.
Yep. Yeah. It's a big value thing, and unfortunately for most network marketers, they don't think that way. They think, oh, I have to have a body to do that. I need bodies in there, and whether they pay or not doesn't matter. I know, I get it. When I first started in 1990, we had printouts at that point, and I thought the more bodies I had on there was the main thing. It's not the main thing. It's not.
Hey, listen, we just got in the chat, Peter. We've got, if you take zero money down, what's the point in having that person join? Very good comment.
Yeah. So that means upfront dollars to you, cash flow purposes, money you can put into your business to accelerate the growth and advertise. So the second part of this is residual, right? That's what you want. That's your long-term income. So you have the money down, and then you have residuals coming in 12 to 24 months, month after month after month. Imagine having 20, 30, 40 people do that and having that money, and now you're the bank, right? Now you're the bank, because that's how the banks do it, right? They're taking your money that you're putting into the bank for savings, leveraging it out to other people and making bank on the difference. Why can't you do the same thing? So here's some samples. Again, this is only a sample. And Walt, do you want to go through these?
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to talk about the residual at the same time with these numbers, because, imagine what Peter just said, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100, members going forward that are paying on $1,000 loan. Okay, let's call it a loan. It's a layaway loan. Okay, just like the Toys R Us example I gave you. Look how low these payments really are. 12 months is at $91. All right. Now you have to understand that 12 and 24 months, 91 and 49, 50, almost $50. Everyone in the world, if they have any kind of a job or any kind of an income, can afford that. So think about that. Everybody in the world is now a prospect to come and join you in your business. Okay. Next one, Peter. $2,000. Okay, now that's the layaway portion. So they're probably joining you at at whatever levels. Okay, so 12 months is $183. Now imagine this. Imagine you had 10 people, just 10. Okay, and you're receiving $183 a month. Actually, less $12, so $171 a month.
Well, Walter, is that the counting the interest, or they would have less on the principal?
Well, that's the whole payment. Yeah, the actual principal. Yeah, that's true. Thank you, Peter. You caught my bad there. So, on a particular on an amortization schedule, you'll see the payment will be broken up, and you'll know what this is because you'll be in the system seeing it. Let's assume, for argument's sake, right now, that the principal is half. Okay, because as you're going along, it will get the principal will be way higher than the interest, and it's going to be because it's such short term. But let's say that's $120. Imagine 10 of those people, that's $1,200. There's your marketing money. But that next month, to keep bringing people in. And we're only talking about 10 people, and we're talking small money. At 24 months, of course, it'll be a little less. It'll be $60 or so. But at $3,500, you can see the payment is still reasonable. Still reasonable, guys. It's $320 for 12 months and $249, almost $250 for 24 months. Most people can afford to start a business with that type of a low monthly payment. The difference between $1.5 million in the McDonald's, where you're taking a $1 million loan, compared to a $5,000 loan right now on the screen, look at these numbers. These are reasonable monthly payments, folks. $458 for 12 months and $249 for 24 months. A lot of people can now join your business at a higher level than they could before.
Yeah, exactly. So let's discuss a little bit, and we kind of hinted on this a little bit. Who is this not for? Okay, who is this not for? Again, we're asking for you to have the responsibility, the leadership, to not have this to everybody. Okay, don't be greedy. Okay, you don't have to be greedy. There's plenty of people out here that can benefit from this, right? Just remember, your prayer, right? I'm sorry, what you're doing right now is an answer to somebody else's prayer. So they're praying for something and you got it. You just got to match it up together with somebody that's right. Okay? Number one is people who want something for nothing. People who want something for nothing. That means putting nothing down, trying to make money on that, and they're going to be the first people that default on the loan and have a bad mark on you and a bad mark on us, and it's going to be not good. People who default on loans. Okay? And again, you're going to be able to notice that as you start to talk to people. Okay? And you kind of get this feeling. You'll know. People who never finish anything. Right? Always have an excuse why they're not successful. It's always somebody else's fault as to why they're not successful. It's the man, it's the government, it's whatever it is, They never finish anything.
My mentor, my sponsor, it's everybody's fault. And instead of pointing the finger in their own chest, they're pointing their finger at somebody else.
Absolutely. People who want get rich quick. Okay? This is definitely not get rich quick. It is a system. Right? It is a system. It's a methodical way to be able to go from average income to above average income in record time. People who take advantage of other people. Okay? People who take advantage of other people. You got to watch out for these people. So how does this benefit you specifically? We went over some of these different things with the money up front, with the residuals and things like this. Essentially, it's financial leverage for yourself. Okay? Financial leverage for yourself. You're going to be able to accelerate the way you can earn money by using OPM. You're going to be able to get residuals and cash up front. Or maybe I should put cash and then residuals, depending on how you look at it, right? So that's how it's going to benefit you, right? So the question is, can you play by the rules? Okay, everything has rules. This has rules. We want people to play by the rules. I've always built my company, which is a reason why around 20 years was we have integrity. We try to do things the right way. Nothing is ever perfect. You always go out with a plan. If things have to be adjusted, things like that. But we try to run a business with integrity and professionalism and honesty. We want people to do the same thing and have the same culture and rules that we have. So we're asking you, can you promise to play by the rules? So my promise to you is we are going to keep this thing going for a long, long time. But we need some help from you. Okay, we need some help from you. We have to help from you to do it the right way, to get the right people, not to take everyone, right? And to do things the way we ask you to do them. And Walter's going to be able to show you in a little bit how that works, okay? And put in a little bit of time to learn how the system works, to be able to go in your back office when we give you a system like that, to be able to understand a little bit about how things work before you just start throwing it out to people, okay? So do a little homework, so this way you're a little bit learned in how to do that. So, rule number one, again, this is not for everyone. I hate to beat that to death, but it's so true.
Beat it.
Beat it. Okay? Again, if you default, you lose, you get terminated, and your credit score gets recorded, okay, to the bureaus. Okay, so this is a real loan with a real company. Okay, I know we're not getting the money up front, but if you default, this is not like one of those things where I come in, easy in, easy out. Let me just see if it works. If you have someone commit to this, or if you commit to this, you're committed. It's like having a car loan or something. You default on your car, they take the car away, and there goes your credit. Same thing here. We're going to take the business away from you, and there goes your credit.
You think about it, everyone that's on here tonight. We don't want to lose this opportunity to be able to offer something like this for the long term. This is a long-term play. So, if too many defaults, we lose the opportunity to provide this to our membership group. A couple of bad apples, and all of a sudden it hurts everybody. So be responsible, please.
And I don't want to scare people in that we're really beating this to death with this part of it. But sometimes you have to do that to let people know that we're really serious, okay? And because the opportunity is huge, we have to make sure there's a proper groundwork to let people know that how this is going. And with this PowerPoint presentation, Walter, I think, I know there's a lot of people on here right now, but before people actually say, yeah, I want a portal, they should watch this. And they have to, they should have to.
Well, what we should probably tell people too, Peter, and it's true, I mean, this is how we're going to need to handle this. I mean, my reputation is very much on the line here. And, I would like to, personally speak to somebody, not, the leaders, and I want to, educate the leaders and then educate the membership group. And, this is not going to be for everybody. I think we've determined they have to be at a certain level in order to even provide it, correct?
Yeah, exactly. If they're not at that level, we made a concession in that if you're not already at that level, and say you're at a lower product level and you want to go to a higher product level and you still want to offer this, we really want your sponsor to be able to kind of recommend that you can use this service, okay? Initially, I wasn't going to offer it to people unless they were physically at that product level, and we had many of the leaders say, please don't do that. We want to get up there, but we also want to offer it as well too. So I said, fine, not a problem. We just want to make sure that we really just want to make sure that we have the right people doing it. And so tomorrow, we're going to be taking some of the leaders and setting up with a system, because it all starts leadership, right? It all starts with leadership. Everything rises and falls on leadership. So what I want the leaders to do that want to take advantage of this is to contact me, send me an email, say, yes, I'm interested in this. We'll get back to you with a time for a webinar tomorrow and kind of show you how to get set up, and we'll actually get you set up in the system, and then we'll kind of let it loose gradually over the next few days for everybody else, okay? So at the end here, I'll give you the email to send to me to be able to do that if you want to participate and be one of the founding leaders to get involved here. So the time is now. The time is now to take advantage of this. The time is now to be able to go to the next level with your business. If you've been waiting and looking for a way to accelerate, this is it. Imagine the product level that you're at right now, and imagine the product level you want to go into, right? And with the compensation plan that we have, you could make one sale at a big ticket versus 10, 20, 30, or even 50 or 100 sales at a low ticket. Would you rather make one or 50, right? So all of these product levels that we have here are fine, and you're going to get people at all different product levels, but I'll tell you, it takes almost as much work to find somebody at a high ticket than a low ticket, right? Walter, you want to explain that a little bit? I know you did a lot of high ticket yourself.
Yeah, I've done mostly high ticket in my career, and a lot of times, as we all know, as people in this industry, people don't have the money, but want to be at the highest level. That's the goal for everything.
Do a way to do it.
Here's your answer. Now, I'll take it one step further for people that are on here that are maybe at the lower levels right now. You know, you might really want to consider upgrading to the high levels based on this product that you now have available to you, so that you can earn higher income going forward. You know, so if you're at a lower level right now, you can just pay, you know, the admin fee at the higher level and borrow the money and earn at a higher level, assuming, again, you go to your leader and you qualify, okay? And you're one of the people that are responsible in the eyes of your leadership. And I would recommend doing that, right, Peter?
Yeah, exactly. One thing that we want to make sure that people don't do is to say, you know, if you go to a higher product level and all of a sudden you default, you say, well, Peter and Walter told me to do it. No. We're giving you the option. You're telling yourself to do it. We're not telling you to do it. We're giving you the option. It's up to you to decide if you want to do it or not do it. Please don't point your finger at us as far as we're just giving you the option and the ability to take advantage of this. You have to think about it yourself, decide when you're ready to do it. We're ready for you. Right? Okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
So it's your time right now to take action with this, and we're going to hold it off at this point. We're going to go into an FAQ afterwards, but Walter's going to take the screen and go to do a screen presentation of actually what the portal looks like, and then we'll do FAQ after that Q&A.
Okay, I gotta wait for you to stop sharing, Peter.
Got it.
I got the video off. I'm now going to share my screen. Get this thing out of my way. Okay.
For those people on here, type in the chat if you're really enjoying this webinar tonight.
Okay, that worked. So
Yeah, game changer. Everybody's saying game changer. Awesome info, great info. Definitely love it. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it.
yeah, I do too, actually. Okay, gotta hide the video. All right, now I can see my screen. All right, Peter, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so I'm gonna add a customer. I clicked the add customer button. That was pretty simple, right? All I did is logged into the system. Now let's make the assumption you're me. You're already in the system because we have to add every person individually into the system so that you have this opportunity. Okay. Now, the recommendation is going to be in the very beginning that your leader does a screen share with you and does this with you, okay, until you are comfortable doing it. Now, you'll see up here, Multiplex Systems Inc., okay? Membership number is not required. So I'm going to put my name in here. I got to put a weird last name because they recognize me all the time. Maybe I'll put in Walter Mouse, okay? Instead of Mickey Mouse. Actually, I'll do Mickey Mouse. Let's change that Walter to Mickey Mouse. Okay. And you have to give legitimate information. This is not like you can put whatever you want in here. Okay. So I'm going to, put in 123 Main Street. We'll call it Chicago, Illinois. All right. Now watch me through this. This is how simple this really is. I'm not kidding around when I tell you this. I don't know what the zip codes are in Illinois, but I'll make one up. And an email. You do have to put a legitimate email in here. So I tried a million times I tried to put Fred Flintstone in here, and I put an email for Fred Flintstone in here, and it knew right away that it was not a legitimate email. So it is checking to make sure you have a real email address, and then it goes to green. Primary phone number. All right, just put in whatever. What type of a phone number is my mobile, let's say. And all you do now, and seriously, you hit continue, the green button. Okay, everybody can see that? Okay, so select the loan program. All right, we're doing Easy One Up right now. Continue. Okay, you see, they did fix it. Social Security number is here. I do recommend, if you can get it from them, get it, just so that we have a record of it. But obviously we're not pulling anything because it's not required. Okay? So you put your date of birth in here. All right? They ask you if you rent or own a home. I own a home. What's your mortgage payment? Whatever it is, you put it in here. Your employment status. Now, hopefully they're employed as self-employed people or employed at a job. Okay? I'm going to say employed. All right? They are going to ask you who your employer is. All right? So I'm going to put my company in here. Oops. Trying to go faster than my brain. God knows my brain. I'm the president of my company. My hire date was back in 1996 when I opened the company. My phone number, put the same number in there, just for giggles, no extension. And you're going to have to ask what their gross monthly income is. Okay? So right here, folks, right here and now is going to be the determination on whether or not they can afford to make a monthly payment. If they tell you they're on disability, Social Security, and alike, or unemployed, back out of the system and wish them well. Okay? If they say, listen, I make $4,000 a month, great. Click continue. What did I miss? Field is required. Didn't I put it in that number? I thought I did. Okay. Any reason why they're not letting me go? Continue.
Oh, boy.
There we go.
I messaged them about the group, but I'm
Hey guys, see how simple this is?
This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Okay. So I am officially done with this application. This is how fast it is. It's literally a 3 to 5 minute, situation while you have someone on the phone. You're going through this information. Now, if everything looks correct and Mickey Mouse looks correct right now, okay, I'm going to hit submit. Okay.
Just a point in case you didn't get it before, guys. For whatever level you want to join, the admin fee is not included in the loan. You have to pay the fee first. Okay, so if it's a split payment, then please make sure you pay the admin fee and you can finance whatever you do with the difference and minus whatever you want to take down on it.
Now check this out, everybody. I hope you can all see my screen. I know it's written very small in the green bar there. The applicant has been approved. Now, how hilarious is it that Mickey Mouse was approved? That's why we said
I didn't think about that. That's actually funny.
That's why I did it, Peter, because I wanted to drive this point home. Everybody gets approved. Look at my credit line, $30,000. Okay, that's pretty stupid, but it doesn't matter what the credit line is. It's all about what the loan is. Okay, so now you're approved. You have the customer on the phone. You click loan options here, the green button. Okay. All right, I got one more thing to fix, Peter. Let's go. Let's just do $1,000. Okay. Just for ease of use. Actually, let's do the highest level of easy one. So with that, let's do 2,000. 1,000 down. Okay. I don't need that. And first payment date will be December 1st because we're already in November 1st. Okay. Get terms.
Now, guys, you can pick out, I think it's up to 45 days in advance for your first payment to start. I think that's correct. I think it's 45 days.
You can change it once. You actually right here. You can go to as low as December 15th. Today's November 1st. 45 days from now is December 15th. But then your payment will come out every 15th, January 15th, February, and so on. But for just illustration purposes, we'll leave it there. We click submit. Here you go, guys. I mean, this is crazy, okay? $75 a month for 24 months, $91.60 for 12 months, 17.9%. Okay, there you go. We're done.
Now, Walter, they actually have a 36-month payment on there, so I think we might be taking that off.
Yeah, they are going to take that off. If you notice, that payment would have been less. It says 75. Peter, I've been on the phone with them for 3 hours since right before here, literally 10 minutes before. It's almost 100% complete. We're at 98% right now. That kind of stuff will be fixed.
Right.
Okay. Now, we'll be there next week. Now, if you want to check this out, guys, on the bottom here, it says amortization. Click here. I don't know how small it is on the other side, but I'm going to click that. Okay, and I'm going to make it big. Can you see that, Peter?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I want to explain to each and every one of you is how you get the residual payments. Now, if you see this amortization schedule, your first payment's your payment's always $91.60 until your last payment, 12 months. Your principal, right next to it, is $76.68, and of course, principal is always going to go up month after month on an amortization schedule.
Right, and the principal, guys, that's the money that you're making.
Correct. That's where I was going.
Yep. Yep. So the company is going to be paying. You'll pay. It'll be drafted out of your account to the finance company. The month after it goes to our company, we get a report, and then we send you the principal.
Less $12.
Right, less $12. Right.
There is a processing fee that the lender does charge, so we have to take the $12 off.
Right, and we don't get that, by the way.
No, we don't get any of that. So as you can see, the principal payment goes up every month because the interest goes down every month, just like in a regular mortgage or anything, a car loan or anything else. So let's go to.
Look at that. After 12 months, you're paying $1.35 interest.
Yeah, at the end. Now here's your 24-month payment amortization. Okay, same thing. And you can see balance remaining going down. You can always pay it off at any given time. Okay, so there you go. Now, folks, I'm going to go back. Return to manage loan. I have to delete this tomorrow, so I'm going to get out of this and go back. Okay, here we go. And I am going to stop sharing and put my video back on. All right, folks, I hope that was as simple as humanly possible for someone to fill out an application in the world of finance. I've been in finance for 30 plus years, and to me, this is the most simplistic thing I've ever seen. So,
yeah, absolutely. Hey, let's open it up to anyone that wants to ask any questions. If you have a question, just unmute your line. If you want to unmute your video so we can see as well too, so this way you can come out.
I got some questions.
Yes.
Hey, you've been doing some serious chatting in there. Thank you for that. Awesome nuggets. Awesome.
Appreciate it, man. All right, I made some notes of questions. All right. Now, I know you said they need a checking account that they can take out ACH from. Does that mean, like, they have online checking accounts that people get, like, with debit cards or bank cards or something like that, where they can do ACH? Are those accepted, or do you mean like brick and mortar banks? Because some people use only online banks like Simple and stuff like that. So I just want to clarify that, because a lot of people online use stuff like that.
Absolutely, and that's a great question. Right, I'm glad this is being recorded, because any financial institution that they can have the account be withdrawn as long as they can be authorized to take the money on a specific date on basis is a valid account.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Okay, so
That's the ACH. Okay.
yep, that'll work.
All right. Now, of course, I got a few questions, but I think you might want to did y'all want to go to the next person, do like a round robin? How y'all want to do it?
Ask your questions, because your question could be someone else's question.
That's true. That's true. Okay. Now, you said there's no prepayment penalties. Now, what I think that means is, let's say they don't paid it for like 4 months, right? So part of it they paid interest, part of it they paid principal. But at that 4-month mark, then whatever is due principal-wise, if they say, hey, I just want to pay it off, I know I got another 12 months or whatever, but I want to pay it off. So they'll just be paying what is due at that moment, not the total amount of the loan that included the interest if they would have stayed in it for 24 months.
That's correct. If you notice back when I showed you the amortization schedule, on the right side there was the remaining balance.
Yeah.
Whatever it is in that month, that's what you have to pay. That includes the interest, and that's your payoff fee.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, I'm familiar with that. Good. All right. Now when you went through it, you went through the whole thing, and it actually tells us the payment. I was wondering, is there a way that we will know what the payment is before we set someone up through the whole application? Because of course a person's going to say, well, if I put X amount down, then what will my payments be? That's going to be a natural question, right?
Yes.
So how do we
yes. We will as you saw in the presentation, we already had some of those numbers there. What I will do for all of us is I'll put together 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, 2,500, 3,000, 3,500, all the way down to 5,000, because I believe, Peter, that would be the max.
Yep.
Okay, and we'll have a PDF that we can put into your back office, if Peter authorizes that as well. And you'll have that there, so when you're talking to a prospect, you just print that, have it on your desk, and depending on which program you're in and what level of interest they have, you'll be able to give them that number right then and there.
Perfect. All right. Now this is something that wasn't answered, and I wanted to know, Peter, how are we going to do it? As far as you're saying that, I think before you were saying that a person can't offer the financing if they still have a loan out. But you said you were considering it on the last video you did. So what did you come up with? Are you going to let people, if they say, hey, I want to get 1,000, I want to borrow money, get 1,000 or whatever, are they going to then be able to finance people and they still have a loan themselves? What did y'all come up with on that?
The loan themselves didn't matter. That's not what Peter mentioned.
Okay, so it doesn't matter if they still have a loan out, they can still give a loan.
Absolutely. As long as they have the responsibility and the wherewithal to make that monthly payment, it matters not if they have a mortgage, a car loan, or any other loans out there. It matters not.
Okay. All right. Now, what did you guys come up with was the lowest loan amount? Because I know Peter had said that you wanted the loan to be for $1,000 and a $2,000 level, but did y'all have something else? Like, can a person take a loan out and the loan amount only be $500? Because what you about to say?
The $1,000 is the minimum loan amount. You saw how small those monthly payments were. All right, the lender and Peter and I just don't want to deal with anything below $1,000.
All right. Now, with that being said, I just want to make sure that we're clear, right? Because say a person wants to get $1,000 level, right? But they have $500 they're putting down on it. Well, that means the loan amount is only $500 left, right? So in that case, based on what you're saying, that means that they would not qualify for the loan because the minimum loan amount would be less than $1,000. So I want to make sure we're clear if that's what you're saying. I just want to know.
That is what we're saying. Yeah.
That is okay. Minimum loan amount is $1,000. Okay, that's
right.
Got you. All right.
The whole purpose of this deed is to bring them in at $2,500, and have to give you $1,000 and borrow the other $1,000.
Okay, because if the minimum loan amount is $1,000, what it sounds like is that anybody who wants the $1,000 level won't be able to take advantage of this loan thing unless they came in with 0% down, which we're saying not to do anyway.
Right.
Make sure everybody that makes sense, right?
Right. I don't recommend doing that at all.
All right. As far as defaults, I know you said the account will be terminated, but at one point previously, Peter, you were saying something like if whatever they paid into at that point, their account will go down to that amount. So let's say somebody, they took a loan out to get the $2,000 level, but they only paid enough payments to cover the $500 level, let's just say, right? So does that mean if they default that they're going to go back down to the $500 level, or does it mean game over, it's over for you, thanks for playing?
Yeah, that's on a case-by-case basis. You know, I don't want to be absolute with things like that. We'll do it on a case-by-case basis. If we're going to try to contact them, and if there's a hardship or something going on and they're responding back and forth to us, we're going to cut them a break. If they're just like out to the winds, they never contact us or something, then it's game over. They're done. So we're going to play it by case basis. So we're not here to penalize people. We want to, you know, be able to work with people. But if they're not working with us, we can't help them.
All right, I got you. All right. Now you said originally you were saying that the ones that could give out the loan would need to be on the $1,000 or the $25 or $2,000 level. But then I think you also said now that if a sponsor said that, yeah, Joe is on the $500 level, but Joe can give out the loan, and that doesn't really make sense. Hear me out. If the minimum loan amount is $1,000, then how is somebody going to be below $1,000 and give out a $1,000 loan? It's not going to benefit them. It's going to roll up to the sponsor.
Yeah, because 100% rolls up, they don't get any portion of that.
Right. So, because you were saying, now I just want to make sure, I might have misunderstood you though. It sounded like you were saying that people who are on 1,000 and 2,000 can definitely give out the program, right? Give out the labor.
Right, they're going to benefit from it, right?
Right. And you were saying if the sponsor basically vouched for the person below them and said, hey, you know, Peter, I think this person's a good person. Can they also do the financing and allow them to give the program out? But how can they, if they're on the 500 level, let's say I say John.
Benefit them. Yeah, it
right.
won't benefit them. So anybody below those levels, don't even bother asking to be giving out loans because it's not going to benefit you at all.
That's why I said, if you remember, guys, this is the time to upgrade to those higher levels to participate in this program.
You did say that.
Now, those people that are with other programs that we have, like National Wealth Center, goes up to 7,500. Then you know the same rules and so on apply to people who want to go into those higher levels as well too. There.
I see what you're saying. Okay, well that's definitely a good point. Now one more question that I wrote down when you was going through your demonstration and everything, right? At the very end, when it was time for go ahead and submit at the end that you didn't show us, you stopped there. My question was, at the very end of the application, is there going to be like a duplicate that they get in their email for their records? Are we going to get one and the company gets one, or what? Have you guys checked that out?
Yes, what you did not see is the actual documentation. Okay, and there is documentation that will be executed by the member. Okay, that's going for the loan. All right.
Is it something they'll have to print out, or is it something they can sign like on a computer? Because I know it can be by a printer, or
you can print it out, scan it, and upload it. There's different ways and different methods to do that.
Okay.
It's not official until it's.
Yeah, it has to be accepted by the finance company.
Right.
Okay, I got you. And how long? I didn't know that part. And so, how long does it take for the finance company to actually accept it?
Very quick. I mean, less than 24 hours.
Okay, so I'm just kind of getting an idea, to let them know, hey, yeah, you got to prove, but calm down. You got to wait a minute, 24 hours for them to officially accept it. And then at that point, Peter, the system is going to allow it to be opened up once the finance company says, okay, yeah, you're ready to go. Right?
Right, exactly. We want to make sure that everybody does not go forward and start sponsoring people at a higher level until they are actually confirmed in their actual account or the program has been confirmed at that level and their product opens up. Once your product opens up, you see the padlock on the left-hand side opens up, you can get access to your products, you're good. But don't start promoting until you see that, because otherwise they can pass you.
And make sure that you've received the down payment from them as well, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so you wouldn't want to, this is what I'm thinking that you're saying. You got your down payment, right? So you wouldn't want to put the application through until you got your down payment, because once the application goes through, you guys aren't going to know if we receive that down payment or not. You guys are just doing what you do. Well, the finance company is doing what they do and processing and saying, yeah, they're good. Type deal. So we would want, this is what I'm thinking, we would want to make sure we get our down payment first before we put in the app, because once the app is in, it's going to be an automatic process.
Right, and this is the way you do this, Dave.
Okay.
And you say this to your prospect that you're trying to sell. Okay. As soon as I receive the 50% down, because that's what I do. Okay. As soon as I receive my 50% down, we're going to fill out the application, because I already know you're going to be approved because everybody's approved.
Right.
Now that power inside to say those things. Okay, so you got to send me my $1,000 first. Once I receive my $1,000, we'll set up an appointment. We'll do a Zoom session. We'll do an online session where we can share screens and talk to each other. And I'll take your application, and you'll be approved right then and there. The next day, you've got access to your product, but you have to have your money first.
That makes sense. All right. And how will this actually work with the pass-up process? Because, obviously the pass-ups are automatic in the system. But when they're going in and they're talking to me, let's say I'm on a $500 level, let's just say, and they're talking to me, yeah, I want 1,000, but they're talking to me. But Mansell is my sponsor, so I can't do nothing for them. So how does that work with a pass-up situation? Is it our responsibility then to say, hey, man, Mansell is above me at this level. You need to reach out to Mansell, or just tell what to do.
It's always in the hands of the person receiving the money.
Yeah.
It's whether they accept, whether they don't accept, how much money they take down, how much they don't. It's always up to them. You can't dictate to them how they're going to run their business, because they're running their business by taking the money 25% down where somebody else might take 50. Right? So it's up to the person who's receiving the money that they would accept it or not, or how much.
All right, so if they're running a level that we don't have because we're not up there yet, basically all we can do is say, man, I don't got that level. So you can see my sponsor, or you can do what you want to do, but I can't do the financing on that level. I just ain't nothing I can do for you.
Now, there's another side to that coin too, Dave.
Okay.
The opposite of what you just described, and they're not in the finance program. They're not a user. At that point, what I would do is, again, doing the right thing. My mantra is do the application for the pass-up person and just help them out.
You can do that?
You could do that. If you're a user inside the system, you could do that.
So inside the system, I didn't know that. Inside the system, it'll show who hours inside the system?
You'll be, if you're one of the people that's going to be a user of this opportunity, have your own login information, you'll have your own credentials, you'll go into the system just like you saw me do. You'll get a button that says add customer, and you build an application for that individual, even though you're not receiving the money, somebody else is, and you just help them out at that point, if you so choose. I'm not suggesting you have to do that, but that's probably what I would.
All right, I see what you're saying.
It only takes 3 to 5 minutes to get this thing done.
Right. I see what you're saying. Look, I wouldn't want nobody to do that for me, because then they might take, they might be having the people doing the wrong down payment. I would rather, I'd rather vet my people before somebody else vet my people, because they'll be done. Oh yeah, get in there and dig. And I'm like, nah, they said they don't have no job. I mean,
I agree.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
All right, let's, D.
No, that's it. Go ahead.
You're good? All right.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Any other questions out there? Unmute yourself. Come on.
Yeah, I got a question, guys.
Hey, Daniel.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, buddy.
Awesome. Peter, how are you, man? So hopefully I didn't miss this point, but are we still taking the down payment as in the traditional ways, via PayPal or whatever it is? And then once the application is filled out, and so should we wait 24 hours before we mark them as complete in the system? And again, is that the same traditional way we would typically mark them complete?
Yeah, exactly the same way. Yeah. Because technically, you're gonna be the one marking them paid, not us, because you're responsible for your own money, right? We've already got the admin fee ahead of time, so they would have paid online or paid us whatever way, and we'll mark that portion paid. So as soon as you mark them as paid, they're active in the program. So that's up to you to handle that however you want. Whether you want to wait for the loan to be finished or not, it's up to you. It's up to you.
Yeah, I think
what happens if you mark them paid and then they don't finish it off? You have to tell us, and we have to go backtrack and the whole thing. So you want to, take a little time to make sure they're in the system.
Yeah, it sounds to me like the best practice is going to be just because effectively we can't even bring people into the 1K level. We're bringing them into the 2K level based on the loan amount. So for me, best practice would be let them pay the admin fee first, down payment, and then I would wait 24 hours and then mark them complete.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, you missed a step there. You still have. You're gonna have.
Well, yeah, the application piece, obviously.
Right. Good job.
Stop. Hold on. Well, the video stopped in the midst of the Q&A, which was the near end of the video. Sorry about the mishap, but if you found this video interesting and you want to get started with Easy One Up in the financing program, I will have that link in the description of this video. Like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit that bell icon for more updated videos. I will be putting a video each day out on Easy One Up and other booming programs that will help you grow an online profitable business. So thank you all for tuning in. Like I said, sorry about the mishaps. I will try to get the rest of that video out just so you all can see how it actually ended. But that was the near end of the Q&A. And you all have a wonderful night. And you'll see me sooner than later. Bye-bye.